You know what they say, there's nothing like last minute. And I just got some trousers that I'm using on the Camino and a first aid kit. Stoked that it came in just in time because I'm leaving tomorrow. All right, so I'm leaving for the Camino de Santiago, and I'll be honest, I'm kind of scrambling here to make sure that I have just about everything. This is my first Camino, probably gonna make some mistakes here, but with all that said, this is what I'm taking. So for my clothes, I am taking 2 merino wool lightweight shirts from -33. They're both green, so it's gonna be looking like I am wearing the same shirt quite often, and that's fine by me. I don't really care too much. And one is like a sun hoodie, while the other is a short sleeve shirt. So we'll see which one I like the best. And then I have kind of just a generic quick dry shirt, that I don't really care about. So I might even just use that to sleep in, but we'll see. Taking merino wool shirts because they're moisture wicking, antimicrobial, they're lightweight, and just great and comfortable all around. I have worn these in the past and I love them. So for my pants, I'm only taking 2 pairs of pants. One is going to be just a regular outdoor research hiking trousers, and the other is Columbia Ridgeline, and these are convertible zip-off pants that I could turn into shorts. Always wanted to try these, and I'm excited to actually get some use out of them because I've heard that they're all the craze on the Camino, and it'll be my first time wearing these, so we'll see if I like them. They are kind of the same color, so again, it's gonna look like I'm wearing the same clothes every day. I'm also bringing along a pair of shorts in case I want to sleep in these, or in case I just want to actually wear them out on the Camino. We'll see. I actually really don't mind sleeping in my clothes for the next day hiking wise, as long as the temperature isn't too hot, which it shouldn't be when I'm there. So I'm probably just going to sleep in my clothes for the next day. That way I can get up bright and early. I actually was just in Arkansas last week where I was pretty much doing that every day. All right, socks and underwear, you have to talk about them. I have a Ninja toe socks. What was put onto toe socks by a lot of people that did the Camino, particularly Maria Perez, who told me to go with toe socks. It helps. So we're going to see how that goes. And it's merino wool, so all those similar moisture wicking antimicrobial things that is known for, as well as all these socks. These are all merino wool. These are from -33 as well. I have 2 pairs of merino wool underwear and 2 pairs of Mack Weldon, just quick dry underwear. And then I'm storing all of those clothes in this packing cube. I love packing cubes. I pretty much take them on whatever trip I'm going on. I know people like stuff sacks. I prefer packing cubes, and everything fits in here, all of those outfits that I was just talking about, minus of course the one outfit that I would have on at the time, which would be a little tight if I were to include that in here. Now, since I'm also going to Portugal afterwards, I may try and have like one night out sort of shirt, but I'm hoping to purchase that when I'm there so that I don't have to carry it now. This is my orange down jacket from Decathlon, rated like one of their best down jackets, perfect for down to like 30 degrees weather as a mid layer, and I've definitely used it on so many different trips. Orange is my favorite color. Not really expecting to use it a whole bunch, but it stuffs into itself. It's super small and lightweight that it's really a no-brainer to bring on most of my trips. I've also got a very generic plastic poncho. There's actually no rain in the forecast when I'm going, but I'm gonna take this of course as a backup anyways to keep everything dry. Footwear, one of the most controversial Camino topics and highly subjective. I wasn't sure if I wanted to go to the Gore-Tex route with my Merrells or if I want to just go with my wider-toed Ultras. About 20 minutes ago, I decided I'm going to take the Ultras. They're just really comfortable. I figured if they get wet, they'll probably dry faster than my Gore-Tex, although I do kind of hate the color of these, not gonna lie, but it's more about comfort. I'm also taking Eddie Bauer sandals. I figured this would be good for showering, and even if it gets warmer and I want to just have sandals on, these are good for hiking and walking long distances. I found them to be really comfortable. I've beat them up, so they're not in the best of condition, but they should survive the Camino. Yeah, nothing crazy, like 20 bucks. I got these from Sam's Club, and I think they'll do the job. All right, moving on from there, I've got a sleeping liner from the company Climate. And then I have a microfiber towel. All right, now moving on to like medical safety and all that jazz. I just picked up this ultralight watertight medical kit. I got it from Backcountry. It's got all of the things that you might need in case of an immediate emergency. at least for smaller backpacking trips. I'm not going deep in the backpacking country. This is kind of their mid-size range medical kit. It's got like all of those blistered skin tapes, which is absolutely crucial for this. It's got things like Afterbite, and it's got different medications that I might need, although I tend to be pretty low maintenance overall. Just a bunch of stuff just in case, really trying to prevent any blisters on this trip, and in case anything happens, I have the stuff to combat that. I'm also taking along just a generic Vaseline. People have said that they put it on their feet in the morning underneath their socks, and it helps to prevent blisters, so I probably will give that a try on the Camino. I've got face sunscreen. I tend to only really use sunscreen on my face, and I'll probably be wearing a hat most of the time anyways. I've got this interesting deodorant from Hume. Not much to say about that. Just wear it. Here's a perfect example of not wanting to purchase something for one trip only. This is my camera filter wrap. It's called the Shimoda filter wrap, and this trip I'm kind of using it as a toiletry bag because my usual toiletry bag is a little too heavy, and I find that this is lighter, plus it's a good way that I can organize my electronic stuff as well. So on the top pouch, I've got different memory cards. Then I actually have some filters in here. If you're familiar with any camera gear, I've got a Cine Bloom, which is kind of like a Pro Mist, and then I have a CPL and an ND filter in case I want to photograph any water features, and also if the sun's too bright. And then I've got a step-up ring. And then I've got a foldable toothbrush, some toothpaste, and some allergy medicine, along with some melatonin just in case there are any nights where I can't sleep. And I'm also taking along a Philips Norelco. I guess this might be a little on the heavier side, but my beard grows extremely fast, and well, this is the only way that I can combat that. So in an effort to smell somewhat reasonable on this trip, I'm also taking along some laundry detergent that you can kind of use in any sink or anything like that, and then a clothesline of some sort. It's like a bungee cord clothesline, and I actually use this for camping as well as of recently. You pinch your clothes inside here, and you can hang it out to dry. So I could use this on the bed at night, or I might just hang my clothes from the back of my backpack when I'm walking. Fairly simple. I'll probably do actual laundry while I'm there too, and so this is just a good solution to kind of get by. So for my water solution, I've got two things going on here. I have the Grail GeoPress, which is kind of like a French press like filter water bottle. The water is fine on the Camino and in this area of the world, so you don't really need something like that, but this means that I can kind of fill up water anywhere, and it makes it much easier. I just kind of press it down, and I love carrying this on all of my travels. A little on the heavier side, I still like to have it. And then I could use that water and transfer it into my reservoir pretty much anywhere I am. For soap and shampoo and all that, I'm not that crazy about like any specific brands or anything. I kind of just pick up like body wash and we go with the flow, but I am bringing soap, don't worry. Now moving on to the electronics, and like I said, I'm probably bringing a little too much in this realm, but it's because I want to film the entire thing. And so I tried to pare down. I've got a Sony A7CR, which is like their smallest, lightest, best camera for this size by far. It's a full frame 60 megapixel camera, shoots 4K up to 60 frames per second. And I have the Sony 16-35 G Master Mark II, really light for, you know, what it does. And I'm only bringing this and one other lens, which is my 50mm 1.8. And realistically, if I'm traveling anywhere else where I can check bags in and I'm not walking everywhere, I have significantly more camera gear, so this is as bare bones as I can really get without sacrificing a video entirely. I know the Camino isn't about, you know, filming everything and taking pictures. It's more about being present, and I think that this setup won't distract from that, so that's why I'm comfortable with bringing it. And this is a Peak Design lens holder. I could actually put this on my Peak Design clip, which is why I love it, so I can always have a second lens ready. I've also decided to bring a tripod along. It's about 1 pound. It's definitely a controversial take, wanting to take a tripod. If I'm there and I'm thinking to myself, I wish I brought a tripod, I would just be really disappointed. Now, I'm also taking a Mini 3 Pro DJI drone. The Mini 3 Pro, for those who don't know, is basically their lightest drone without sacrificing a ton of quality. Next, I want to talk about this travel charger. Now, when getting a travel charger, past ones that I've used all end up being terrible. This one I love. It's a Tessin, I don't even know if I pronounced that right, 100-watt travel charger. And the reason that that is so great is because you really get enough power to charge laptops and a whole bunch of different devices really quickly, and that's important. And it also acts as a hub. It has 2 USB-A and 2 USB-Cs, as well as various countries for input and output. And I love it because not only do I use this when traveling, but I could also use it as a hub at home too. So again, anything that I could have multiple uses out of, I find to be that much more worth it. Then I've got a Pelican headlamp. I do plan on getting up really early every morning, so a headlamp will definitely help out for that. All right, definitely a luxury item here and a hot take for sure, but I'm taking my Bose noise canceling headphones. They are over-the-ear headphones for albergays, sharing it with people and whatnot. I want to be able to have noise canceling headphones, and also noise canceling headphones on these flights. I won't be using this on the Camino, but I will be taking it along with me. I also have a little bag for various wires that I'm bringing along with me. One is a wire for the headphones. I've got a few USB-C wires. So as you can see, a lot of my devices are USB-C, and I try and purposely do that so that there's like one cable for everything so that I always have the proper charger. The other thing, and it's actually on me right now, is I am taking my Apple Watch. Kind of hate the idea. I'm going to leave it on silent mode the entire time. I don't want the notifications or anything, but if I do sleep in albergays, I don't want to wake people up with the alarm on my phone. So this is kind of actually a quick tip. If you have an Apple Watch, it doesn't use the alarm on your phone. You can set it to just vibrate on your wrist, and no one else will wake up, but you will have a very uncomfortable vibration on your wrist. I'm bringing along an eye mask for the plane and also just the hotels in general. Also, one quick note, this is one of my first trips that I'm not bringing a laptop on in years, probably like 5 or 10 years. And it will be the longest I will have been away from a computer for a very long time. And I'm excited about that because I've kind of not been so disconnected in super long, if ever. Obviously, bringing along a laptop would be way too heavy. I even have a 14-inch MacBook Pro and I still find it way too heavy. Plus, I just don't want the distraction. So it was really no brainer to leave that behind. I'm of course bringing along my passport, ID, debit card, and cash. And last but definitely not the least, my backpack. Now I love talking about this backpack. If you've seen any of my like B&H camera videos, I talk about it all the time. This is the Shimoda Action X50 backpack, primarily a camera backpack, but I took the inside bin out, and so that's why it's kind of like flapping around now. This is a heavier backpack, admittedly, than some of the Osprey backpacks that I've seen people taking. But this is one of those scenarios where I didn't want to take a specific backpack for this Camino because, one, if I'm being honest, I really do like this backpack, and I thought it would be cool. Hey, I take this backpack everywhere, big hiking trips, even family events where I get weird looks when I take it. And how cool would it be if I hiked the Camino with this backpack? So I chose this one and I'm running with it. On the front, it has a zipper for various accessories and your phone as well. And then also a water bottle holder here. I have my Peak Design clip here so I can always have my camera on me. So what's really cool about these is that you can just slide them in and it sits on your shoulder really comfortably actually. And then you could always have your camera at the ready. So I take this on every trip I'm going on. And then I did get the upgraded hip belt for this Camino, and I love this thing because it has pockets. I can put my passport in front here and various other accessories that I might need immediate access to, or for safety, I need to have them at my front side at all times. Let's go ahead and pack this thing and see how much everything weighs. Well, that's pretty much it for this video. I'm stoked to do the Camino de Santiago and also explore Portugal a little bit more. If you guys have any questions about some of the gear that we talked about in this video, let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you out there on the road, this time in Spain.